Okay, we are recording. Hi, everybody. I'm here with Heather. And
Hello.
hi, Heather. Heather Barker Moore. She's been on my Posh team for quite a while now, and she is just really doing great things this month. So here we are. She's going to give us some tips. But Heather, to get us started, could you just tell us like how you found Posh and what made you join?
Yeah, I actually had a friend who was a consultant at the time, and local soccer mom. We met out at the ball fields, and she pulled out all of her samples. I had never heard of Perfectly Posh ever, and I just got a sample and took it home. She had a hand cream, I believe it was Indigo Girl, and I loved it. So I bought a few things. She sold for maybe a year or so, and never did it cross my mind that I wanted to become a consultant because that was no interest of mine. But I loved the products, and I ended up buying several different things. The Hello, Good Morning Beautiful face wash that really kind of pushed me over the edge. I really loved it, and then they discontinued it. So I just buy a little bit here and there, and she had a party through another person who happens to be my sponsor now, and she my order was so large that she actually sent me a personal message and said, "Hey, have you ever decided to, or have you ever thought about becoming a consultant?" No, that was not any of my interest, and that's what I told her. But my orders were so large, and I loved the product so much that she really encouraged me to, consider it. So I did, and my intentions were to get my kit, use my products, and buy something when I wanted to with the discount. But when the kit came in, I noticed the quick start goals, the 15, the 30, and the 60. And I thought, I wonder if I could do that. And I did. Boom, boom. I double promoted, and I'm Pink Plus One. I would like to be a little bit further, but it takes a whole team to get those goals and get those numbers. And I'm still working on it. April the 10th, I've been with Posh for 1 year now, and I love it. I love the products. I love the people. It has been so much fun just being a part of this.
Well, happy Posh anniversary. I didn't
Thank
realize
you.
it just passed a year. That's exciting.
Yep, sure did.
Now, I like how you said, well, first I had like goosebumps on like because that's how I joined. Same story. And then
Yep.
I had no intention of selling at all. And I saw those bonuses for hitting some goals and I'm like,
That's what I did.
maybe I'll tell some friends. And it grew rapidly. But
Yep.
like you as well, like some people join and then they cut back, and it does take a whole team. We do have the upcoming change to the pay plan, so that should be really interesting and exciting for us.
I'm very excited about it. I know they have the promotion where you get somebody, they get 50 PV, then they get somebody and they get 50 PV, and everybody gets something for free. I really reached out to some of my downline who had been terminated, and one signed up 2 days ago, I think. Two of them have signed up today. So, that might not go towards the free products, but it gets them back on my group, back on my team, and we can work together. Maybe I'll be Pink Plus Two pretty soon. So that's kind of interesting and fun for me.
And they do love Posh. It
Yep,
kind of fell to the wayside for them, but with this easier system coming out,
I
maybe,
love it.
maybe it'll be a little more laid back and they'll stay plugged in
Yep.
for their benefit and for yours as their sponsor. Uh,
Everybody has something in their life that hinders them at one point or another. And every one of these girls had that. I had it myself. It was hard January and February to come up with a 200 PV. And I was like, I have done so well, prior to this, but we'll move forward. And everybody was struggling, and it proved out in the end. If you work your business and you keep poshing the people, it really does help.
Yes, and I mean, we all have these highs and lows, and some people when they hit the low, they're like, "Oh, it's not working out. I'm no good at this." And they tell themselves all this negative stuff.
Yep.
Heather, I love you because you are always so positive. You've
Well, thank
had
you.
some bumps in the road, but you're still here.
Yep.
And now you're having an awesome April.
Hmm.
Tell everybody. I know what you've done, but tell everybody what you've done. All right. So you have some new teammates,
Yep.
which is
I have
exciting.
I have 3 people who were on my downline prior to, and they got terminated because their PV wasn't what it should be, as they accumulated. So I've
But
reached
that
out to
won't
them.
happen anymore.
That's
You're
right.
here to
And I
stay.
told them, you're here, you're a consultant for life. You can sell as much or as little. We want you to sell as much as you can, of course. But I got those 3 that are coming back on the team, possibly another one, a new recruit possibly coming on. But I've just been, ever since they started the Posh the People, and I guess I did it prior to them doing that, I stuck my samples in my purse or in my car, so I had them with me, and I'd make up my goodie bags. And if I pull up at the bank, everybody in that bank is getting something through the teller. If I'm at the drive-through, I put them in there, and then they start talking about it later. They ask me, "What is this for? What is this? I want to try something else." I pull up at Burger King. Everybody in the window that I can see is getting a bag full of goodies. And, my sister and some of them have said, maybe you share too much because that's money out of my pocket. But whether they buy anything or not, that lady may just need to pick me up that day. And I have had so many just brag because they like the hand cream, or it really just made them feel better. And it's been a year now, but 2 of those ladies that I had poshed just reached out to me and placed 2 big orders. So, posh everybody. Even when Posh the People ended, I continued to posh the people because that's really where it is. That and follow up. Follow up with all your people. I just touched my 1,000 PV today. I'm just right over 1,000. Yay!
Woo!
And that's very exciting. Yeah, when you come from 200 PV in January and February, it's very exciting for me. So, I'm gonna run with it as fast as I can. I hope I do well.
So you mentioned to me, you really think follow-up has been your secret to success this month.
It has, because some of those ladies, 2 of them actually happen to be postal people, the postman. And I've seen one on the side of the road recently, and I said, "Hey, how about this?" And I gave her my card. I gave her some more samples, and she placed an order that night. And I haven't seen her in probably a year now. But
and you had given her samples once before?
Yes, I actually sampled her in an office where I was working. She came in, her hands were rough and dry, and she used some of my hand cream. And then I gave her a baggie at that time. So just seeing her and remembering what she liked, I said, "Hey, how about try this?" And then she placed an order that night.
Yeah, and a lot of the times when you're handing out samples to somebody, it is the very first time they've ever even heard of Perfectly Posh.
Exactly.
They might need that second. They might try it and love it and it right in their day, but it doesn't cross their mind to investigate further. Or it might, but then they're like, "Oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later," and eventually they forget about it.
Yep.
So they need that. They need to see your face again. They need that touch again, and then bam. Order.
Just that little personal touch of remembering, their favorite things or whatever.
And how do you remember that? Do you write it down? Do you just have a good memory?
Well, after Uncon, I heard about Uncon or Maven at Uncon and in July. And so I come back and I didn't really have a lot of money to put out some big, put something big into place, but I found out that was free. So I started plugging in these names and what they've ordered and what they liked, and that really worked well. It reminds you to call them. It reminds you to stay in touch with them. See if they liked whatever they just ordered. So I really like the Maven app, and I hope the new plan that's coming up will work as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. It's supposed to be similar. I love Maven too because I was just sitting outside my daughter's school waiting to pick her up from an after school thing, and she was sitting there for 5 minutes. I opened up my Maven app and I sent 2 messages.
Yep.
Follow-up doesn't have to be a big, huge thing. I follow up with just a couple people every day. It takes
something else I had done. I've been listening to everybody's videos and all of, Shalene and Pat Sheehan, a bunch of them. Everything that comes on, I try to listen. Sasha Sweeter. But Jenny Warren had said something that really kind of touched me. When you make these sales, put that money, especially sales from our stock, things that I had made up, the little Easter bunnies everybody has going around with the bath bombs and stuff. I took that money and I put it back into the business. And that really made a difference. Instead of just taking from our pocket and, you know, whatever little bit of cash I made from it, I'd go pay a bill or plate. We'd eat off of it. I put it back into the business, and I bought more samples or more product so that I can turn around and sell that or have it on hand when I need to make samples. So I believe that helps your PV as well.
And it seems like you do a lot of local business. You're poshing people with samples in person. So it would be beneficial for someone who works their business the way you do to have some stuff on hand. So when you just run into that person and they say, I really love that hand cream, do you have any? You can just say like, oh yeah, I do. I can bring it to you tomorrow, you know?
Yep. I have two ladies in particular. They're sisters, and they own a bakery in town. And when I know I'm going near their place, I call them and say, do y'all need anything? Because they'll buy something every single time. They're some of my best customers. They love to try the new stuff, and they still love some of the other, but they'll shoot me a message and say, hey, I need a BFF. So I try to keep their main things that I know that they like on hand so that I can run it past the bakery. Yeah.
Smart business lady, Miss Heather.
I mean, if you don't have it, they're gonna have to order, and it's gonna be a few days. So
right,
it helps out to do that.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you don't want to go broke buying stock, but if you know,
Right.
It's just to have like maybe 2 on hand, and then when you sell those, reorder them, and bam, you've got PV for the month. So one last question: what's an unexpected benefit that you have got since joining Posh? Something you just didn't even think about before you joined that's really important to you now?
This is kind of hard for me. I'm a very friendly, outgoing person, but when it comes to getting out and about, I wasn't the party girl. I wasn't somebody that just goes and hangs with everybody. Posh, when you immediately sign on, all these comments online on Facebook and these little messages that go out, they're legit. Everybody that says go girl or you're doing this, they're for you. You're not putting money in their pocket necessarily, but they have become a sisterhood and brotherhood. There's some guys that's doing it now. And I mean, it's legit. When I went to Uncon, I thought I'm just going to sit at a table and we might get to see Kelly along the way, or one or two. I had met Heather and Jenny at the time. Maybe we'll get to see them. It was not like that. It was, come on, y'all go with us. Are y'all going to eat here? Or you want to be here? Or, hey, I'm saving us a table. I had friends. And not saying I didn't have friends outside of here, but I had friends that were for me. You know, they were there to support me. If you're sick, Sasha just lost a grandmother. People are shouting out and saying, hey, if you need something, let me know. Or they send them, they're just there for you if you need them. And I love that. I love that if I have any advice, I can say, hey, I know this is a stupid question, but what about this? And somebody's going to answer me. They may not even know me. They may be in Texas or somewhere, but they're there. And if someone don't know the answer, they'll get in touch with someone who does. I mean, it's just a really good program. I love all the advice, and I mean, I just love it. My parents and family, I've heard them outside of here several times say they've never seen anything that Heather has taken on that she's really loved until this. And I guess it's because I believe in the products and I know that it's good stuff. Behind the scenes, whether nobody else ever buys a thing from me, I love the stuff that I'm selling, and I'm proud to be a part of Posh. I mean, it's just been a great company.
Oh, my gosh.
I appreciate you for all you've done for us. I really do.
Thank you, Heather.
You're there for us anytime we need anything.
And I'm that way because I had that same help. Everything you just said is exactly, I had no idea I was going to make all these great friends.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, for anybody watching who may not be a Posh consultant, it's not just like the people that make money off of us or being nice to us. It's not that at all. I mean, they're nice to us too, but it's people that just anywhere.
They're just
anywhere
there.
All over Posh. It's really, truly a family. We are all here for each other.
Yeah.
I have like little messages going all the time with different people, and I've talked to a handful of people today that aren't on my team, They're not in my downline. They're not in my upline. They're friends I've made through Posh.
Yep.
And we've talked just like somebody like her and her whole family are sick and she's pregnant. Like we're just talking about life. We're friends. She's pregnant. I sent her a baby blanket for a gift, because we're good friends now. Oh, what's happening with my lighting here? Anyway, the sun is like going down and the light is changing rapidly. Anyway.
I've got people like Micaiah Atkinson. I've never met the girl. We call each other sister because she calls to check on me. She knows I'm sick, often, and she'll call to see how I'm feeling for the day or, what you got going on. And I'm trying to encourage her to, hit that pink mark and you can do this. And I told her, I said, I can't wait to meet you one day. Maybe we'll get to meet at UnCon soon.
I hope she goes to UnCon. It's not too far. It's far, but it's not too far from where she lives.
Not as far as it is for us.
Right. She's a sweetheart.
Yes, she is.
I've never met her in person either.
Mm-hmm. Well, I told her, I said, I've never met you, but I feel like you're a little sister to me already.
Oh, see, that is what's so great about this. And you never expect it. And as adults, it's hard to make new friends as adults.
That's right. You become Isaiah's mother or Amelia's mother, and you kind of get those little play date gatherings, but that's about it.
Yeah, I did make like adult friends outside of my school friends when my kids were really small, because I think there are moms who are looking for other new moms.
Right.
But once you get past that point, if you move around at all, everyone has their friends groups, and it's really hard to just fit in somewhere else. And seriously, like these people have become my friends.
This right here, from the first day we came into your home, I hadn't been in long. I think it was sometime around May. They were having the little day away. But you know what? Y'all welcomed us in, you and Jeannie and Heather. Y'all sat us down to complete strangers and just welcomed us and showed us, what we need to do. Talk to us. If we had any nosy questions, some of them answered them. It was just, y'all were just there. And you need people like that to start you off. If you have any questions, show you the ropes and show you the path that you need to take. And that's the way Posh is. I mean, it's what I love. It's been good for me. It honestly has.
I'm so glad to have you as a part of my Posh family. Forever.
I know it. I'm loving it.
Nobody can ever leave. No. If they don't want to.
That's right.
We don't know who's going to see this video. I don't want to scare anybody. But Heather, this was such great information. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you've done for us, Kelly.
Well, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm going to shut this off.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.